Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 174. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 13th of May, 2015, beginning as usual with my first five, meaning these are the first five books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, The Walking Dead, number 141, Opportunity. While that's not much to go on, the Walking Dead website has a nice recap to bring us up to date. Spoiler warning now for previous issues. Quote, when last we left The Walking Dead, Michonne arrived on a ship after spending a considerable amount of time at sea. Ezekiel showed up, Claudette apologized, and Maggie declared that Gregory might have to be executed. As for Carl Grimes, the teenage rebel is still trudging after the Whisperers, who seem oddly relaxed about him tagging along. In fact, they lead him straight to their camp. Back at Alexandria, in the makeshift jail basement that Negan calls home, Olivia, purposefully, leaves his cell unlocked and Negan's door swings open. What? Close quote. The site went on to list 5 questions for the forthcoming issue. Number 1, what does Alpha have planned for Carl now that they reached the Whisperer camp? 2, will we find out why Michonne left everyone behind? 3, will Gregory really be executed? If so, by whom? 4, was Claudette telling Maggie the truth, or was she and the rest of the disgruntled parents on board to kill Maggie? And 5, will Negan be sticking around for the fair? At number 2, we've got Saga number 28, Alana Acts. Series writer Brian K. Vaughan recently discussed Saga's narrator, Hazel.
For those of you who haven't read Saga, it's narrated by the baby. There's sort of she starts out as a baby at the beginning of the book, but it's narrated from some part in the future. And I think when we started it, people were like, well, you know, there's no element of surprise. We know at least that Hazel's going to be okay, so there's really no kind of drama. And so Fiona and I wanted to prove that there can be. I think, and Hazel is sort of a very mean-spirited narrator where she will drop things that will ruin your day or suggest things that might not happen for a long time. But yeah, so even though we know Hazel is going to be okay, there's no guarantee that her parents will be okay, that her loved ones, you know, the people chasing her. So there are plenty of surprises to come.
At number 3, we've got Secret Wars number 2 of 8. When the Marvel Universe is gone, all that remains is Battleworld. Learn the secrets of this brave new realm in this special, oversized issue. Series writer Jonathan Hickman explained coordinating the end of the Marvel Universe. Quote, yeah, the general plan so that I didn't screw up anybody's books in the lead up to Secret Wars was jumping everything 8 months forward because we could continue to tell the last days of the Marvel Universe in an accelerated and exciting fashion without everybody having to dump all the stories they were already doing in their books. The only consideration we were asking for was for creators to put a period, an exclamation point, or even a question mark at the end of their run. Then at the end of their books there would be a little teaser with like 4 or 8 months later and everyone looking up and seeing another giant Earth, the ultimate Earth, hanging low in the sky above New York City. Some people did that. Some people took it a little bit further. The point of it was to always be accommodating, not to put back-end plot points in everybody's book. I don't think that would have been fair, and I never expected anybody to do that. Close quote. He also spoke about issue 2 specifically, quote, I think Secret Wars number 1 is a really cool and beautiful book. I think people that pick it up will absolutely need to pick up issue number 2. Issue number 2 is probably my favorite thing I've done at Marvel in quite some time. If you think Assad was good in this issue, just wait, close quote. At number 4, we've got Thor number 8, The Final Battle with the Destroyer, guest stars galore, a shocking return, and oh yeah, Thor's secret identity revealed at last. Marvel released a little more info with the preview images. Quote, this is it, the answer you've all been waiting for. The identity of Thor, goddess of thunder, finally revealed. Who is this mysterious heroine with the might of Mjolnir in her hands? The question will finally be answered this May in the blockbuster Thor number 8 from the critically acclaimed creative team of Jason Aaron and Russell Dauterman. As the final battle with the Destroyer reaches its climax, Thor and Odinson call in a little backup. Amid the fire and the fury of the battle, questions will be answered. A surprising return, guest stars galore, and a last page that will send shockwaves through the Marvel Universe. Don't miss the comic that will have the world talking when Thor number 8 comes to comic shops and digital devices this May. Close quote. Unfortunately, the identity reveal was spoiled in a New York Times article on Tuesday. I won't ruin it here, but in it, writer Jason Aaron said, quote, most of the new readers seem to be women and young girls, which is great. You're seeing more and more comics that appeal to that audience. Usually when I say I write comics for a living, I kind of get blank stares. Now when I say I write Thor, they say, you're the Lady Thor guy? Yep, that's me. Close quote. At number 5, we've got Darth Vader number 5. Vader continues his investigation into the Emperor's secrets. Not everyone wants him to find out the truth. Who are Vader's mysterious new rivals? Series writer Kieran Gillen described the intention of the book, quote, "Our aim with the Star Wars books, certainly for Jason Aaron and me, was to make them feel like Star Wars. These are not adaptations, it's Star Wars. We really lean into it. In Jason's case, that's high adventure. It's the interactions between the characters. He knows how Star Wars feels. I'm doing a Vader book. How do you do a Star Wars book about Darth Vader that feels like Star Wars? If you did just a straight Imperial book, it would be set in Star Wars universe, but it wouldn't feel like Star Wars. Star Wars is obviously an incredible series. It's epic in scale, but there has to be humor. There has to be capital R romance. It's a romantic space opera. As such, I have to work at creating similar effects of Star Wars into Darth Vader, without undermining Darth Vader as a character. That's a really tricky balancing act." Close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we have Spider-Man 2099, number 12. Miguel O'Hara finds himself in the middle of a bidding war between Parker Industries and rival Alchemex. Not only that, but his traveling through time has put the people he cares about in the year 2014 in imminent danger. At number 7, we have Legendary Star-Lord number 12. So yeah, things have definitely been interesting for Peter lately. After the whole deal with the Black Vortex, he could definitely use some rest. But when you're the Legendary Star-Lord and you've got bloodthirsty aliens on your tail, each nap could potentially be your last. At number 8, we have Convergence number 6 of 8. Free of the reign of Telos, a pantheon of heroes unite in a last-ditch effort to defend their collective cities, but they did not count on the threat of Deimos, who suddenly seems to possess the power to tear the multiverse apart at the seams. At number 9, we have Howard the Duck number 3. Howard's big first case goes off the rails as he's pulled into investigating a New York City crime spree, but this spree features a very special guest star. We'll only give you one hint, they're a Marvel Comics character that has died before. Hope that narrows it down for you, true believer. And at number 10, we have Chrononauts number 3. From ancient Rome to the roaring 20s to the 1980s music scene, Corbin and Danny, the world's first time travelers, continue to wreak havoc with the time stream and get into more hijinks with some of history's most notorious figures. And it's all happening while the world and their bosses are watching. For the best of the rest from DC Comics, we've got Astro City number 23. What do you do when you're a talking gorilla and all your life you've wanted nothing more than to be a drummer in a rock and roll band? That's right, you go to Astro City. But from there, well, things are never all that simple. Also featuring the First Family, Honor Guard, and more. Part 1 of 2. Next, for the Convergence titles, similar to last week, this week's tie-ins include an 8-page preview of post-Convergence books coming in June. So in addition to each solicit saying starring heroes from Zero Hour, they also all say this extra-sized issue includes a sneak peek at what's coming up in the DC Universe. However, I've included the specific preview info for each book. So with that in mind, we've got Convergence Aquaman number 2 of 2. He may be missing a hand, but he surely won't miss this fight as Aquaman and Deathblow try to kill each other. Includes a preview for Dr. Fate. 20-something Egyptian-American med student Khalid Kent Nasser becomes the newest wearer of the Helmet of Fate. We've also got Convergence Batman Shadow of the Bat number 2 of 2. Batman and Azrael team up against the original Wetworks lineup from the Wildstorm universe. Armor Up includes a preview for Deathstroke. Slade Wilson reflects on his recent family troubles as he is drawn into another family's conflict, the Gods of Olympus. Next, we have Convergence Catwoman number 2 of 2. Witness the shocking conclusion to Catwoman's altercation with the Kingdom Come Batman. Includes a preview for Gotham by Midnight. It's an all-new Gotham, but Batman still needs the help of the Midnight Shift. A typical assignment comes through. We've also got Convergence Green Arrow number 2 of 2. It's a family feud. The first ever meeting between Oliver Queen and Connor Hawke gets complicated when they're attacked by Kingdom Come's Dinah Lance and Olivia Queen. Includes a preview for Green Lantern The Lost Army. On a planet more alien than they can begin to imagine, Jon Stewart and a small group of Green Lanterns encounters new life, new dangers, and a mission of survival unlike anyone's faced before. Next, we have Convergence Green Lantern Parallax number 2 of 2. Hal Jordan is Parallax, and Kyle Rayner is the Green Lantern trying to stop him from committing genocide in their battle against Princess Fern of Electropolis. Let the battle begin. Includes a preview for Lobo. The intergalactic hitman fulfills one contract while taking a new one that could be the death of him. We've also got Convergence Justice League International number 2 of 2. Is it time to say goodbye to Ted Kord and Martian Manhunter forever? It is if the heroes of the Kingdom Come universe have anything to say about it. Includes a preview for Justice League 3001. It's 1 year later for the Justice League. Superman and Terry, aka The Flash, are finally having their first date. It's a good thing Batman and Ariel decided to tag along. What could possibly go wrong? Maybe the appearance of a sexy new female leaguer named, wait a minute, this can't be right, Guy Gardner? Next, we have Convergence Suicide Squad number 2 of 2. Bane and Cyborg Superman join Amanda Waller in her Suicide Squad's attack on Kingdom Come Green Lantern's floating fortress of New Oa, and lots and lots and lots of heroes die. Includes a preview for Aquaman. Aquaman is mysteriously on the run from Atlantis, his main tormentor, his former consort Mera. This prequel introduces new characters that Mera has tasked to hunt down the Sea King. We've also got Convergence Superboy number 2 of 2. Superboy and Kingdom Come Superman face off over Metropolis, but can these two find a way to work together and save both their worlds? Includes a preview for Action Comics. Low on power, Superman battles mysterious assailants, Shadow Ninjas, as he tries to reach his Fortress of Solitude. Next, we have Convergence Supergirl Matrix number 2 of 2. Supergirl and Ambush Bug fight against, we don't really understand what Keith Giffen is doing here, but we trust it'll work out great. Includes a preview of Batmite. The Dark Knight has a new partner, whether he wants one or not. Batmite arrives at the scene of a Gotham robbery with the goal of helping Batman be a better crime fighter and spreading his sound advice all over the DC universe. Next, we have Convergence Superman the Man of Steel number 2 of 2. Will Steel be forced to murder the Gen 13 kids in cold blood? Well, what other way is there for him to save Metropolis? Includes a preview for Bizarro, introducing the hero no one wants, and Jimmy Olsen's assignment is to help him get out of Metropolis and into Bizarro America, aka Canada. And we've got FBP Federal Bureau of Physics number 20, interdimensional space, dark energy super bridges, and a borderline insane plan to save humanity from annihilation. What could possibly go wrong? From Marvel Comics, we've got Angela Asgard's Assassin number 6. Angela did what? Aside from get a new costume. In the climax of a battle between Heaven and Asgard, both their futures are changed forever, so how is Sarah alive? Next, we have Captain America and the Mighty Avengers number 8. These are the stories of the end of the world and of the people who faced the end together. Some of them wore costumes and some of them didn't. Some had superhuman powers and all some had were each other. They were the Mighty Avengers and this is what they did on the last day. We've also got Guardians 3000 number 8. Stranded on 21st century Earth, the 31st century Guardians finally have a chance to locate the anomaly that's ripping the past, present, and future of the universal time stream apart. But locating it is one thing, preventing it is something else altogether. Shocking twists and end-of-the-world action. Next we have Ms. Marvel number 15, True Love or True Enemy. There's a reason it's called a crush. Ms. Marvel faces her most confusing challenge yet. We've also got Silk number 4, Silk and Johnny Storm's first date. Nuff said. Next we've got Storm number 11. Storm has traveled the globe on a mission to better the world for man and mutant alike, but when one of her failures resurfaces in the form of a new threat, will Storm be able to right the wrong, or will she be doomed to relive history? And we've got Uncanny Avengers number 4, Quicksilver unleashed and out for revenge on Counter-Earth. Dr. Voodoo draws forth the unseen army. The Vision acquires his heart's desire at the cost of all those he loves. From Boom Studios, we have Bill and Ted's Most Triumphant Return number 3 of 6. As Bill and Ted bring popularity and happiness to the childhood of their future oh-so-evil arch-nemesis Dr. Nomolos, they may have accidentally changed more than just his taste in music. With the looming threat of an altered timeline ahead of them, it will take more than the intervention of Rufus or the Grim Reaper to bring excellence back to the universe. Featuring a prehistoric time-romping backup story by Adam P. Nave and DJ Kirkbride and Wook Jin Clark. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Lady Killer number 5 of 5. Josie closes in on the truth behind who really wants to end her life as a cheerful housewife, mother, and ruthlessly skilled assassin. Who is really behind the hit, and are they closer to home than she'd like? From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Solar Man of the Atom number 12. Final issue, Erica, the Woman of the Atom, versus a real-life, no-kidding supervillain. Somebody, hopefully, will survive, because whoever wields the solar power after the battle is the key to what comes next. From IDW Publishing, we've got Star Trek New Visions Volume 6 Resistance. One word, Borg. Attempts to resist this special original series era photoplay are futile. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Imperium number 4, the greatest villain in the Valiant universe wages war to create utopia. New York Times bestselling writer Joshua Dysart and superstar artist Doug Braithwaite continue the unprecedented comic story of a madman determined to save the world at any cost. Toya Harada is assembling a legion of living weapons, and the last greatest gambit he needs is deep within the clutches of his most powerful opponents. To secure the human asset critical to his plan, Harada gambles everything he has in an all-out battle to win everything he desires. Next, we have Unity number 18, The Truth is Declassified. Discover what top-secret mission very nearly broke Unity and brought its heroes to the brink and beyond. And his Major Palmer, the veteran field commander of Hardcore, come to lead Unity to a new day or infiltrate it and bring it down. And we have Exo Manowar number 36. Dead Hand descends on Exo Manowar. He may wield the universe's most powerful weapon, but not even Exo Manowar is enough to combat the unstoppable doomsday protocol called Dead Hand. To defeat this mighty army, Eric will need some might of his own, and an unlikely ally might be the key to victory. Robert Venditti and Diego Bernard continue the modern epic Dead Hand. Out in trades this week, we've got Fables Deluxe Edition Volume 10 hardcover. The existence of the Fables is threatened by the literals, who just don't like their messy mythical lives. And in the original graphic novel Fables Werewolves of the Heartland, Bigby Wolf goes on a quest to find a new location for Fabletown, only to find a village populated by werewolves. Collects Fables 77 through 82, Jack of Fables 33 through 35, and the literals 1 through 3. And we've got Thor Volume 1, The Goddess of Thunder premiere hardcover. Mjolnir lies on the moon, unable to be lifted. Something dark has befallen the God of Thunder, leaving him unworthy for the first time ever. But when frost giants invade Earth, the hammer will be lifted, and a mysterious woman will be transformed into an all-new version of the mighty Thor. Who is this new Goddess of Thunder? Not even Odin knows, but she may be the Earth's only hope against the frost giants. Get ready for a Thor like you've never seen before, as this all-new heroine takes Midgard by storm. Plus, the Odinson clearly doesn't like that someone else is holding his hammer. It's Thor versus Thor, and Odin, desperate to see Mjolnir returned, will call on some very dangerous, very unexpected allies. It's a bold new chapter in the storied history of Thor. Collects Thor number 1 through 5. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers, and you can find them all on my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. And we'll also have links up on the leagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.